Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 Brizzy Awards. The show in which I bestow my own brand of accolades on the games that I personally played in 2020. But before we get to the awards, let's take a quick look at all of the games I played this year. Death Stranding, Dead Cells, Frostpunk, Man of Medan, After Party, Half-Life Alyx, Boneworks, Infra, Beyond Two Souls, Orcs Must Die 3, Little Nightmares, The Last of Us Part 2, Wasteland 3, Tell Me Why, Gears 5, Amnesia Rebirth, Get Even, Little Hope, Visage, and Cyberpunk 2077. Now it's time for our first award. The Brizzy Award for You Crazy Son of a Bitch, You Did It goes to Half-Life Alyx. The fact that Valve finally released a new Half-Life game is pretty amazing all by itself. But add on top of that the fact that the game is VR only, and it's mind-blowing that this is a real game and not just a fever dream I had after a long night of Beat Saber. And this isn't just a gimmick, it's a full-fledged Half-Life game with all the action, drama, laughs, and terrifying head crabs you'd expect, made even more immersive in VR. The Brizzy Award for Best Game Pass Gamble goes to Dead Cells. Game Pass gives me access to hundreds of games, and while that removes the cost barrier, I can't play everything on offer. So I took a gamble and I downloaded Dead Cells. I'm not usually into roguelikes or action platformers, but it was highly recommended by a friend. Well, friend, you were right. Dead Cells is probably the most polished game I played this year. The animations, the sounds, the controls, everything feels absolutely perfect. The combat is incredibly tight and every weapon feels unique and visceral. I went in thinking I'd at least try it out for an hour, and I ended up playing it 40 times and beating the game 5 times. The Brizzy Award for So This Is What Fight or Flight Feels Like goes to Boneworks. Boneworks isn't technically a horror game, but it is the most terrifying game that I played this year. You play as someone trapped in a virtual world that's gone haywire, battling your way through holographic soldiers and bots that have turned hostile. The way the bots walk straight at you is extremely intimidating in VR. Being chased by several bots and other enemies that leap at your face would cause me to panic. The panic would make it difficult to aim and reload my weapons, which would make me panic even more. It was all a big vicious cycle where I never felt safe or in control. There was, of course, a lot more to the game than this, but these were the moments that really stuck with me. The Brizzy Award for "Come Give Old Brizzy a Hug" goes to Tell Me Why. In Tell Me Why, estranged twins Allison and Tyler are reconnecting 10 years after a childhood trauma. As they try to make sense of what happened back then, new information opens up old wounds and breeds new pain. So understandably, the twins are often hurt, angry, or confused about the things they learn. Developer Don't Nod has again created lovable, vulnerable characters that you can't help but feel attached to. It makes me wish I could just jump inside the game and give everybody a hug. The Brizzy Award for Mood as Fuck goes to Death Stranding. Death Stranding had its fair share of larger-than-life action moments, but my favorite parts were the quiet, lonely walks under a cloudy sky. Occasionally, a song would play as you trekked across the landscape, which would catapult the mood into pure zen.
But I'm exactly where I wanna be. But I'm a long way from home.
I know your voice, I know your face. This is something I cannot replace. Give me hope and give me doubt. Well, I loved you then, but I don't love you now.
The Brizzy Award for Game That I Hate Playing Alone goes to Visage. If you were lucky enough to play PT when it was available, then Visage will feel instantly familiar. However, this game isn't just a spooky corridor, there's an entire house to get frightened in. It almost feels like Gone Home if Gone Home was actually a horror game and not just an oddly spooky walking simulator. There are 3 chapters you can play in any order, and each one has its own flavor of horror that changes how the house works. Along the way, the game teases you with random events like lights going out, doors opening on their own, or chance encounters with the spirits in the house. It's agonizing how long and slow the tension burns in this game. I wish I had my couch co-op partner Travis to take the controller away from me every once in a while. The Brizzy Award for Best Graphics goes to Cyberpunk 2077. I know a lot of people are having problems with this on old consoles, but if you're playing on a new console or on a decent PC, this game has some awesome graphics. I mean, I don't know all the technical terms or anything, subsurface scattering, ray tracing maybe, I don't know, but I mean, just look at this. Just look at this. Graphics, baby. What was I talking about? Oh, right, I gotta give the last award. And the Brizzy Award for Best Game of All Time goes to Fallout 76! Yeah, that's right, it's 2020 and I'm still occasionally playing Fallout 76, so suck it, haters, especially you, Caleb J. Ross. best game of all time. Everybody else should just stop making games because they're never going to get any better than this. That's right, I said it. Mic drop. Brizzy Awards 2020. I'm out.